Exact percentages vary, but the INFJ, the rarest of the personality types, is said to account for 1 to 2% of the overall populations, females slightly more often than males. The INFJ has been called the mystic, the counselor, and empath. They are described as original, gentle, caring, and highly intuitive. The quality of extrasensory perception, or ESP, is often attributed to them. People who have known INFJs for years continue to be surprised when yet another layer of their complex personality is revealed. INFJs are deeply concerned about their relations with individuals as well as the state of humanity at large. They are, in fact, sometimes mistaken for extroverts because they are so genuinely interested in people. Still, INFJs are true introverts who can only be emotionally intimate with a chosen few from among their long-term friends, family, or mate. Yet, INFJs will suddenly withdraw into themselves, sometimes shutting out those closest to them. This apparent about face is necessary, providing both time to reveal their energy and a filter to prevent the emotional overload that can happen as they deeply experience the other individuals. This is perhaps the most confusing aspect of the enigmatic INFJ character to outsiders, particularly if experience with this type has been limited. As an INFJ empath, you probably never feel more alone than when you're in a room full of disingenuous people. You're never more at peace than when you're connected with another highly empathetic being. You seek comfort in the world of complex and abstract ideas. Your energy is often drained by those who lack empathy and compassion. It is revived by those in your tribe who truly get you. Relationships with others can result in spiritual transcendence or spiritual blockages. You can get derailed easily by these toxic vibes of others and put back on track when directed to your inner voice. You're overwhelmed by the hatred in the world. Bullies, predators, and naysayers can make a meal out of your emotions. They feast on your sensitivity and your perceived gentleness, yet these people tend to be your greatest teachers of personal growth. Beneath your gentle exterior, you are a fiery, complex, multifaceted being waiting to set the world on fire with your truth. But you reveal yourself by layers, one by one, and it can take a lifetime for someone to really know you. Some never do. Sometimes you're not even sure if you fully know yourself. You try to find meaning in everything. Your soul feels the most fulfilled when you are giving back by sharing your insight. Pondering the world and your place in the universe, you feel the sacred connectedness of every action and reaction and every person that crosses your path because you are intuitively understanding that they are a part of your life's journey too. In your world, synchronicities are miracles. You are hungry for deep connections with others. No matter how weak or overwhelmed you feel, you move through the world with a quiet resolve and inner strength that has been unparalleled despite the adversity you face. Being an empath doesn't necessarily mean that you're an INFJ personality type, as empaths can be from a variety of personality types. However, INFJs tend to be natural empaths, and due to our high sensitivity, eerily on-point intuition, and rich inner worlds, we have a lot to give to the world. We find unconventional and conventional ways to share our gifts in ways that can change the lives of others, including our own. We tend to be the healers of the world, yet the world takes a lot from us quite easily, and we usually need a great deal of solitude to recharge. While being an empath can be exhausting, it is also a gift to be able to connect with others and heal them. Many empaths who are also INFJs benefit from using their gifts in professions that heal, care for, or counsel others. Being an INFJ empath means we have to protect ourselves very carefully and wisely because empaths have such porous boundaries in terms of how they are enmeshed energetically and emotionally with others. It's important to filter out the negative, toxic people as well as negative energy. We can do this by giving ourselves some sacred vows to live by in terms of what we will and won't tolerate in our relationships. There are 5 tips that I've learned from being an INFJ empath that may help you to resolve the notorious inner conflict we experience. Save the world or save ourselves? The answer lies in both. Saving the world while creating a very strong boundary that will ultimately save ourselves. As both introverts and empaths, we may have difficulty asserting ourselves, but learning to communicate our boundaries in a healthy way is vital for us to stay grounded. I always advise others to make a non-negotiable contract of boundaries. These are at least 10 sacred vows you make with yourself about what you won't tolerate in any relationship. These can be basic or specific and customized to your needs and standards. For example, I won't tolerate any form of abuse versus I won't tolerate anyone who speaks condescendingly to me. Then make sure you follow through with ending a toxic interaction even before it has had time to build. Do this by recognizing when your boundary is being crossed, asserting your boundary, and reinforcing it by taking yourself out of the toxic interaction altogether if it is not addressed appropriately. Extreme self-care is asking yourself every day, what do I need in this moment? This practice acknowledges how self-care is selfless rather than selfish, because the more energy you have, the more energy you have to give to the world. It means addressing your needs almost as attentively as you would the needs of a child, being in tune with how your energy feels, and nurturing yourself without apologies or excuses. If your need is to get some sleep, it may be better for you to finish up that project tomorrow. If the need is having fun, perhaps you need to schedule a night out. If your need is for solitude, then it's time for quiet reflection. Whatever it is that you need in order to replenish your reserves, do it. The world needs you and your gorgeous energy. Empaths can pick up on residual energy and be deeply affected by the energetic vibrations of others. Cleansing your energy means clearing your sacred spaces, physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and sexually. Engage in forms of exercise that you enjoy in order to cleanse your body of trapped energy. Do yoga, meditate, listen to calming music, or clear the clutter in your physical spaces. Avoid intimacy with toxic people. Connect with the power of nature as a sacred space of healing. Energy clearing can take any form you feel is right for you, whether it be chakra healing, meditation, or a session on a treadmill. Do whatever you can to keep yourself cleansed of toxic energies. When you do this, you will reconnect with your natural uplifting energy. Imagining a barrier around you that separates you from others can help remind you that you are an independent entity. This can be any barrier you feel represents you. Imagine yourself bathed in white light or surrounded by a brick wall that deflects any negative energies coming your way. Visualization is all about reinforcing the idea that you don't have to take on the feelings, states, and projections of others. You have a right to your own energy, your own viewpoint, and your own perspective about yourself. You can stay grounded in your own truth and not have to take on the dysfunction of others. Surround yourself with only those who respect your boundaries and those who appreciate you and see your worth. INFJ empaths may have a hard time connecting with superficial people, but may be pressured by society to conform. Please don't sacrifice your uniqueness to fit in. The world needs your gentle guidance, your beautiful spirit, and your creative mind. Don't chase after toxic people who undermine you, belittle you, and demean your dreams or insights. Keep the people who see you for the treasure you really are. You deserve to be just as respected, honored, and cherished as any other person. As an INFJ, you have the right to honor and love yourself.